Hi, my name is Vernon, and I am from a neighborhood called Tenley Heights. This neighborhood only had one hill. The whole neighborhood also was only 5 blocks long and 3 blocks wide. I grew up with 5 siblings, counting me. There was Steph, Tony, me, Sandra, and Ben. My family is Catholic, and we used to go to church when I was little. We would be in a long line at church, holding hands, and someone happened to get a picture of us. I would always look at the picture and imagine the times I had with my mom just by touching the picture. My mom died of a stroke. She worked at a sewing machine in a factory where she fell over. I did not know anything about it for a while. When I got home from school that day, I started on my homework. My father came home the same day, and we knew something had happened because he usually did not come home at that time, and his eyes were red because he had been crying. We have managed to get by without her, even though we all miss her so much. In school, I get C's, D's, and F's. I have a C in shop, C in gym, D in math, D in earth and science, F in English, and F in French. I do not know why I thought I could take French when I'm not even good at English. I knew things had to change because the thought of having to take 7th grade again was awful and driving me crazy. So I went to find someone to help me and found out I would have to pay for the help. I could not ask my father for money because we were struggling with money at the time. I decided not to get help so that I would not have to ask my father for money. Maxine, the lady I went for help, sent me a letter saying she found a person, which used to be a teacher, which could help me. Maxine told me to come to her house and we would go meet this lady. The lady's name was Annie, and after being there for a little bit, I got the feeling that she could actually help me. She told me to come to her house every day and that we would see in a month if there was any improvements or not. Annie made a deal with me. She said that if I would help Maxine clean up around her house, she would help tutor me. Kids from school started to notice that I went over to Maxine's every day and they did not know if they should laugh at me or make fun of me. I kept going to Miss Annie's for help with English and I started to get the feeling that I could pass English. Miss Annie gave me a book I kept in my room so that no one else could read it. Sandra went in the room and took it because she wanted to read it. I told her she has to ask before taking it, so I took the book and went upstairs. As I was walking away, I heard Ben bring up the times we used to go to the library on Tuesday nights with Mom. We would sit in the children's section and Mom would read us books that we would fight over to decide which one we want her to read. When I would go over to Maxine's to help around the house, I would do more than just help with the different things that Maxine would ask me to do. I would also play games and watch TV with Ronald. Together we would watch Lassie. I also taught Brownie how to shake hands. Ronald would always get a kick out of it when I would have Brownie shake my hand. Ronald and I would take walks together, and he would pull me in whatever direction he wanted to go. Ronald and I became great friends and had a really close relationship. Ronald's teacher encouraged Maxine to put Ronald into Special Olympics. I got the neighborhood together to put on a carnival to help raise money for Ronald to go to Special Olympics. The carnival was a huge success, and I was very proud that I put this whole thing together. After all this excitement before summer came along, I also found out I passed all my courses thanks to Miss Annie for tutoring me. Everything was going great until I found out that Maxine was going to send Ronald to North Carolina to live with family. The reason she decided she was going to send him there was because of her alcoholism that was preventing her from taking care of Ronald properly. I am not happy and very angry about the whole situation. The day Ronald leaves, the whole neighborhood gives him a bunch of presents. I run beside the car until I cannot keep up any longer and my dad is there to pick me up.